24 hours. Decline. Sean setting fuel, Amir's checking tires. I'm just here trying to tame the fire. Not real cars, tell that to my hands. Shaking like I'm on the grid at Le Mans. Breathe in, one blink, countdown's on. Been training all week, now the doubt is gone. Sean's on stints, 1 and 3's ice cold mine. Amir's taking night shift, third eye blind. I'm just watching the split, my heart in the loop. This ain't just pixels, this is my truth. Pits map tight, strat set clean, but you can't script chaos in a 24 dream.
No break to the soul, no pause when it hurts. You either die at the wheel or you live in the dirt. Don't close your eyes, the storm has begun. Hold on tight, here comes the ride.
This is the moment, this is the fight. One shot, one chance, one endless night. Sean on the left, Amir on the line. We bleed through the ring just across that sign. No fear, no breaks, no giving in. We were born to burn, we were built to win.
So light it up and trust the climb. We're chasing glory, one lap at a time.
Green flag drops, we launch like rage. Lunging in tight on turn 3 stage. Traffic in chaos, brake light rain. Half a second wide and you kiss the pain. But Sean's like steel cold calculated. Slips through gaps like time's been faded. Amir calls fuel, voice clear in the dark while I'm battling thoughts in a high speed road. My wrist cramps, I clench, shoulders going stiff, but I ain't quitting now. Nah, I live for this shift. This is the pressure, this is the grind. One shot, one road, one chance.
Yo, this wheel's my weapon, this chair's my stage. Sean's at the wheel and Amir's uncaged. We don't sleep, we reload, refocus. Every last truth, every corner's opus. Pit crew blood, adrenaline drip. Reset my soul with every grip. Don't need fame, don't want fake cheers. I race through fire, I face my fears.
Don't you break when the silence grows. Don't you blink when the red light goes. You better lose yourself in the light of the zone. One chance to rise, one life to own. The ring, the rush, the world you know. You only get one shot, so bring it home, bring it home.
Can't pause this pain, can't mute my name. I don't play for fun, I race through flame. Disconnected, now I'm mind dialed in. While they scroll feeds, I go for the win. This ain't fake, this ain't pretend. It's me plus my brothers, laugh to the end. Got fuel in my blood, I burn through doubt. And if I crash, I'll crawl it out.
Don't let go, let the engine cry. Even ghosts can learn to fly. You better lose yourself in the moment alone. Every lap you run carves you in stone. One crew, one fight.
morning. Happy Friday. Welcome to the pit stop. I'm a little skewed. I should probably try to get on camera a little better, huh? I don't know what's going on here. I didn't even notice. I am not in any of Wow. Okay, good morning. Welcome to the pit stop, the only sim racing chit chat, coffee, sim news, and general BS show in the world. We have a few more disclaimers to it, but I'm here, Sean Cole, with my buddy Amir Assad. How you doing, Amir?
Good, man. I'm happy. It's Friday. It's the weekend again. It's been I was telling you earlier, man. This Friday has been, or this week has just been kind of weird. Is people have been a little off, weird, moody for some reason.
I've been grumpy.
Now I'm kind of like, yeah, grumpy. That's a good word, grumpy. So I'm kind of happy now. It's the weekend. I can get away and just cleanse and de-stress or go back to being my happy self again. Yes.
I get you.
How about you?
Grumpy.
Grumpy?
My brother, right before the show started, I was hanging out with my brother. He was on his way to work, and he was like, "Hey, I had another panic attack. I just want to let you know." And I'm like, "Well, what's going on?" And he kind of told me. Anyway, so I'm not going to go into detail on that, and I'm going to say something very briefly here, and I'm not trying to take it any direction, right? So all I'm going to say is there's a lot of weird stuff going on. I think we can all agree with that. There's a lot of weird stuff. It is a really tension-filled time in our global world right now. And I'm not trying to point any fingers. All I'm saying is that as an observation, because what I think is going on, and I'm saying this to all of my friends out there right now, it's tough out there right now. I don't care who you are, where you are, what you're doing. There's a lot of weirdness going on, and it can be tough and it can be overwhelming. And so all I'm going to say, I said 1,000 times, I'm really into mental health. I'm really into looking out for your friends and family. So I'm just going to put my plea out to everybody out there. Hey, I'm friends to all of you. If you're here watching, if something's going on, you need someone to talk to, send me a message on Discord. I'm here. We're all here. Look out. I'm going to call my friends today. I just felt that weirdness this morning. Funny enough, you said this. And it's like, you know what? Today's the day I need to call and check up on all my friends and just make sure everybody's okay. And maybe this might be a little reverse psychology. Maybe it's me who needs the checking up on, so maybe this is hey, but either way, it works reciprocal. So I'm just saying, everybody out there, not to sound corny, I love you all. I love this community. I have massive passion for what we've been doing. I'm going to be honest. It's been a rough week for me. I've been just trying to work hard, and I got a bunch of things going on, but I'm not finishing any of them, and it's kind of frustrating me, but I've been working hard. So, anyway, that's all. That's the end of my personal spiel. Yeah, look out for your friends, family, loved ones. Check up on them. Check in on yourself, man. Make sure you're okay. And if you're not, reach out to your friends and family and ask for help or just tell them what's going on. Because sometimes just getting it off the chest. And if all that's too much, I'm here. I'm here for every last one of you. If you need anything and I can help, I can tell you this. I at least have an ear. So, yeah. We're going to talk about that, Paul. We're going to talk about that.
Yep.
We're not going to go into great detail because I think it was already covered very well. I just want to talk about it more openly from our perspective rather than rehash the video that I've seen, and I'm sure there are others out there at this point as well. So anyway, any before we get into the news, any thoughts on your brain there, Amir?
No, dude, I echo your sentiment 100%. And dude, the world in a very, I can't even really describe it in words. It's a lot of people are frustrated. A lot of people are dejected, or feeling down, with all the stuff that's going on, not just in the US, but all across the world. This is a time where people have to lean on each other. Don't shut down, don't close yourself off. Find that friend that you can talk to that, is willing to listen to you, help you through things, give you advice. It's so weird that it's not even just the news anymore. Like you go on social media, or you talk to friends online or anything like that, and just I don't know, like it's so weird. Like now I'm finding myself kind of holding on tighter to the friends that I know that have my back and are willing to listen to me regardless of, you know, what they believe and all that sort of stuff. I hold them on much tighter, and the other people I just completely freaking ignore nowadays because I just like we all go to our jobs. We embrace the suck, and when we're outside of work, we want to have fun. We sim race, we sit and chat, or do things where we just want to enjoy our lives. So yeah, guys, and that's why I love our Discord too. Like we can sit there and chat and talk about whatever we want, and just sit back and have fun with everything. So yeah, find that person, hit us up. Whatever you need to get yourself in a better headspace. We're here for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's what makes the Simpit community so awesome. It's actually a pretty tight-knit community, considering we're online, and a lot of us have not met each other, although we have a great opportunity coming up a couple months at Sim Gaming Expo. Marius, thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. Anyway, all right, so let's get on with the show. I don't want to dwell too much. I feel it's uncertainty is the word. There's this uncertainty. I'm like looking at my retirement, and I'm like, how long is that going to last? And what's going on? Right. Yeah, anyway. All right. So, enough of that. Let's see. What do I want to start with? Let's just start with some Simpit stuff, because that's pretty light. It's been a light week. I do apologize for that. It seems to be a little bit of feast or famine going on right now, because I know, again, I have three projects fighting for the finish line. I have a couple of embargoes. I'm kind of dragging my feet on some things as well. Amir and I were just talking about getting you guys more updates. I did a live unboxing for the patron group. I'm going to be doing more of that kind of stuff. But I think we're going to try to get a little more active on the socials, even with just updates. So, like, maybe you couldn't take part in the patron unboxing because it was private, but I could have shared a photo of what we did, right? So we're going to try to do some more updates and things and be a little more interactive in that respect. Other than that, we had Rally Oceania, the final rally, 12 rallies in the Simpit Rally League. And Callum and I were debating whether it should be 10 or 12 rounds for next season, because 12 was a little long. I think everybody might. Anyway, maybe we're gonna have a little rally talk here at the end of the show. I think we'll talk about a few things at the end of the show, but I'm gonna push those to the end. So this race. The title of this video. The video is done by a person named Basic Ollie. Channel about the same size as the Simpit, by the way. And wow, 135,000
great guy,
views.
by the way.
Yeah, really great guy. Anyway, I'm not going to play the video, and maybe many of you have already heard or seen it. I'm going to play a little bit of it with it on mute. But what we had was the Spa 24-hour race this last weekend. And this is a big race, and as he mentioned several times, it's one of the most prestigious races in all of sim racing. Some drivers and teams put months of preparation into it, and it's very important to a lot of us. This team that we're watching here in this pink number 47 car here is a team of, I'm going to use air quotes here, professional race car drivers. And I'm using air quotes for several reasons. It's really easy to call yourself professional. I have a rich dad, and I drive a car. Professional. Right. I don't know any of these drivers, by the way. I'm just saying professional is a very loose term. And then the other reason I'm saying air quotes is I don't make a huge differentiation between club racing and sim racing at this point in time. So I don't care if you're a professional or an amateur. We all share the same track with the same rule book and the same intention. And if you can't understand that, then go fucking play Minecraft. I'm sorry. I have zero tolerance for people who get into the ranks of sim racing, especially if you haven't understood by the time you've paid for and signed the terms of a service and done the driver rule book for iRacing, if you don't understand that it's for real, I'm going to say it again, and I'm not going to even apologize. Fuck you. If you don't understand that and you're in iRacing and you think you're playing Gran Turismo or Minecraft or name your shooter game, F you. Sim racing is racing, and the more serious it is by the stakes of what you pay to be there, or the rule book, or the general community guidelines, and I mean community-driven guidelines. If you don't understand that, then you have no place on any track. I'm going to get some hate for this. I hate Santino Ferrucci. I hate him with passion. He's an IndyCar driver. And the reason why is because he was the guy who got caught texting while driving down pit lane. Pit lane is a hot pit with drivers over the wall who put their lives on the line. Crew members over the wall, putting their lives on the line. There have safety people over the wall. You have race officials over the wall. And for someone to put everyone's life at stake so casually, in my mind, is the kind of thing that is a permanent ban from the entire concept of the sport. Like, if you don't understand that, then you don't get a second chance. Anyway, I've really little tolerance. Anyway, I'm going way too long. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're correct. You're correct in what you're saying, Sean. And to me, and this is where I'm going to generalize things, like what this team did, and
I didn't even get to what they did. Sorry.
Right? No, to me, it weirded me out what they did, because like at the beginning, it seems like they were running a good race. They made a couple mistakes, and then from there, it was just like a constant downhill slide. I don't know if it was anger, I don't know if it was frustration of what was going on, but it's, to me, like, this is where it irritates me. And you know, you and me, we've done endurance races. We've been doing endurance races for a long time, and you know, people put in a lot of time, a lot of hard work to practice, to prep for these events. You know, some people spend weeks getting ready for this stuff, and just to have these, you know, I'm gonna use Rocket Power Mohawk's quote, a window licker, and ruin the race for a lot of other people is just completely asinine to me. I mean, if you were getting frustrated, if you were getting angry, the best thing they could have done is just park the car or switch drivers.
Yep.
You know, if I was, especially if these people are calling themselves pro esports or whatever they are, like me, you usually have somebody on the second, you know, being your engineer, being your crew chief. Like, I'd be calling a timeout and saying, bro, get your ass, you know, into the pits. We're going to swap drivers or whatever. Because now all they've done is just make them, not just to make a mockery of themselves, they made a mockery of these special events. And you know, I wish I could say these were the only team that were doing things like this. Like, we experienced that in our split too, where we had, you know, I was driving in my split, and we're coming across a car that I was much faster than. It just, you know, by nature, the BMW is not that good on top speed. So in the corners, I'd get very, very close to them and just know where to pass. And they were driving the Vet, and the Vet has a really good top speed. I just could not get past them. So I was losing a second to 2 seconds to lap just sitting behind them. And it was early on in the endurance race. So like, and he's weaving and cutting in, braking, you know, and weaving in the braking zones, just making it terrible. And then come to find out, a couple of stints later, they crashed a car. They took out another car, and they end up just disconnecting from the race. It just seeing this kind of behavior where people have little regard for other people, not having the respect, is just like it's unacceptable in the sim racing world. And I feel like, and I don't want to generalize, you know, saying that this is the Forza crowd or the Gran Turismo crowd coming into real sim racing doing stuff, because I've seen iRacers, I've been iRacers for a long time, doing this kind of behavior too, and it just seems like the standards have fallen so far, and we haven't seen any comments from iRacing on this type of stuff. This stuff's been going on for a while now, in all the events. Like the event before this that we did, Daytona, like people were putting hits out on each other because people were just driving, or you know, like window lickers. It's just, and iRacing doesn't do anything about it. Like, yeah, you can submit a protest, but this is something that iRacing needs to like get out ahead in front of, like saying this is unacceptable. Kind of like what they did with Redline, which they used a questionable tactic, and called them out on. And like, why are you not doing it for this type of stuff? Like, to me, this is way more egregious than, you know, a questionable action in sim racing that where really they didn't really violate the rules. They violated the intentions of the rules per se, which makes no sense to me. Um, so yeah, and I feel like people need to, there's some iRacing or something like where people need to learn get back to the basics of endurance racing. Like, endurance racing is not a sprint race. Like, you know, it's not an event where the race is won in the first corner in the first couple laps. You're not racing other cars. You're racing against the clock. So if someone's faster than you, just let him through and like, get by with your race, because you never know, that person might get taken out later on down the road, and guess what? You've got that position back. Or driving erratically, driving, you know, with intent to take other people out. To me, that's just completely, you know, completely unacceptable. And this is where iRacing needs to be speaking out against stuff like this, not against the spirit of the rules kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So to be clear, I just really want to make it clear with this particular team, and I got the car number, but that was their position at the time, 47th, by the way. Their car number 20. What they basically did, the car had pace and the team had pace, and they showed it at various different times building up to when all this went on. So this wasn't just a team struggling along. They just, something went wrong in their head. The other thing I want to point out, they changed drivers, but their tactics didn't change. They also drove over 100 laps completely normally at the beginning of the race. It all went to shit at like 127, I think it was, or 123. And then they started this whole thing. They changed drivers. The next driver continued on. They were intentionally blocking, as you can see. Look at the line of cars behind them, by the way. They're like going off the pace and just like completely refusing to let a car by. And if anyone makes a move, they make it look like they're going to take them out. And you literally have, and I've been in scenarios where you're literally the car behind and someone else comes up and you're like, fine, you know what? You go around me. Let's see if you can get by this idiot.
Right.
Now, no, iRacing can't have live stewards at that capacity. But you know what they need? This is my idea for this. And maybe it starts with big races and it trickles its way down to even small races. They need to have some kind of a live protest button.
Yes.
And it gets looked at. So if you use it erroneously, you know, like a flop in soccer, you might get the red card. So be careful when you hit that button. And maybe it requires more than one driver hitting it within a certain amount of time, too. But they need, especially for the live events. Now, the top split gets televised. It has, I believe, some form of live stewarding as a result of it being televised. But they could still have a ready-to-go team of one or two people ready to jump into any room. I don't know if they can go back and look at replay, but maybe the protest makes them come watch a driver for 5 minutes. You know, it doesn't mean come kick him out. It doesn't mean come watch the last infraction. It means enough teams have expressed that there's a dangerous team on the track. Can you guys take a look at it? And I think that's something that they... Honestly, I'm not. You know what? I'm a little upset with iRacing. I can't help it. You know what? I think they owe us that. You know.
Yeah. I mean, even then, like, I wish, because a lot of other games, like online games, they do this too, where, and this is one of the things that frustrates me with iRacing, is iRacing, like, if you file a protest because someone did something, I mean, you don't do it for all incidents, right? I don't think they should do that. But for the egregious stuff, like something like this, these people should get put on blast, because a lot of other games, they do that. Like, they'll say, hey, we've banned or we've penalized X amount of people, and some of the more egregious person, they'll call them out by name and say, hey, this person received a lifetime ban, this person received this because of their actions in this game. Like, so I don't understand why. Yes, I get you want to have privacy and stuff, but for stuff this egregious that you know that people deserve probably a lengthy ban to a permanent ban, go ahead and put them out on blast. Put them out on a post saying, "Hey, we took actions against this person that performed this action." I see nothing wrong with it, because you're trying to correct the behavior, but you're not just correct the behavior, but you're also setting the standard of how people should behave on events like this moving forward, and that's going to give people a second thoughts about, ooh, maybe if I do this, here are going to be the consequences of my actions. It's going to, overall generally improve the racing in the long run.
Yeah. This is where it does get tricky. In real racing, in amateur racing, this isn't the case. In real professional racing, there's prize money and sponsorship at stake, which is the draw, right? That's why teams show up, is to go win that prize money, the trophy, and all that good stuff.
Right.
In this case, we truly pay to race, right? And they're so we are their client, and they are dependent on our money. So the whole act of banning people or sidelining people is so counterproductive to the concept of capitalism. Now, this is where capitalism fails. Capitalism has no real ability to look at the greater good. Capitalism looks at the bottom line. And over time, and Paul mentioned this. Paul said this: "Unfortunately, I don't do any official races now." Keyword there, now, I think, and I think that was intentional. League racing is way more fun and satisfying, for example, and he mentions his league. And I totally get that, because in a league, you have a certain amount of accountability. You have a certain amount of predictability. There's a team intentionally going after him, and look at what it caused. Great.
Yeah.
But that's what happens. It leads to retaliation and things like that. But yeah, there's got to be a fine line, because at some point, if it's, if this becomes the normal in the spa, how many splits are there going to be in 3 years?
Right.
At some point, people might just say, or all the splits will just be filled with the madness, because all the people who take it seriously have been like, oh, did you know that Traxon is now hosting their own 24-hour? It's only 3 splits, but it's going to have prizes, it's going to have live stewarding, it's going to have broadcast. The Simpit is going to host a big 24. They got sponsors and prizes. They're going to broadcast it. I totally get it. And to me, that is a real potential for iRacing to lose market share, because it actually takes the one thing that they have and throws it out the window. Well, one of the parts of the one thing. They have the massive amount of lobbies and live running races. But if those become worthless, and we all find ourselves paying $3 a session, for $12, so if you run 4 races a month, right?
Right.
You can buy a hosted server for Pick Your Sim
Yeah.
for that kind of money. So if you remove the sanctioning, the points, the iRating, the official races, if all that gets minimized as part of the beauty of iRacing, and what you're paying for, then that only leaves the part that I actually literally could just replace. I don't even need LMU to figure it out. I'll just go find a server hosting place and do it myself. Random call sign. Good timing.
Yeah. I'll counteract your point, because you're talking about capitalism and how this is kind of what hampers iRacing. I'd argue the exact opposite, because if you are banning people like this and setting the standard of setting the driving standards, I would argue it would bring more people in to events like this, because we already had a couple of people mention that they only do league races now because of how bad some of the public lobbies are. If you can sit there and say, as iRacing, we take our protest systems, we take our driving standards seriously, people that drive, like window lickers again, we take, we handle them, we take care of them, make sure they get the appropriate punishment, make sure our servers are nice and clean. I would argue that would bring more people in and actually bring people back into doing stuff like this, because how many people have stopped doing officials? How many people have switched sims because of driving standards to go do something else, because they just got sick and tired of that. Or I see a lot of people where they don't even bother to qualify. They start from the pits or something like that because they don't want to deal with all the ruckus or the problems that some of these drivers cause. So to me, that's my point. I'd argue it would be the point would be it would actually help.
That's when capitalism has people who at times listen to the others, not just the spreadsheet people.
Well, I mean, I'd argue is like if you can. I mean, people are always gonna nowadays because, I mean, I'd argue all the sims are really good nowadays for the most part. Like the one, especially because we talk about hardware. What differentiates hardware nowadays is quality control and customer service. If you have a top-notch customer service there, that's going to build that reputation of people's like, oh man, they really do a good job taking care of things. That's why I'm going to be involved in that sim. That's why I'm willing to pay a monthly sub, willing to pay for DLC, because I know I'm going to have good, clean racing in this sim.
Right. By the way, we did just get a list. We just saw all the drivers names. I'm not sure I'm gonna yeah, anyway, it's okay, so I don't want to beat a dead horse. I think we've covered this plenty. But you know what's not going to help? You know what's not going to help this?
What's that?
Well, yeah, was it yesterday? 4 days ago. iRacing, the man behind iRacing stewardship, 1,000 incidents per day, Track Ghost Sim Racing, did an interview with Nim Cross.
Yeah.
Who's the chief steward of iRacing. Who since he was the first employee of iRacing. To be more accurate, he was the first employee of First Racing, which was actually the company that iRacing was before it became iRacing. And he goes back in sim racing as long as I do, Nim Cross, back to like NASCAR 2003 days, and even before Grand Prix Legends, whatnot. Anyway, he's stepping down. So anyway, I don't think this is going to help. I mean, Nim Cross has always taken racing very seriously, and he's sort of been the guy. I mean, he gets a hard time from a lot of people, but he's really been the one working in our best interest. He's the one lobbying for the racers against the status quo or the infrastructure of iRacing, and so. If anything is being said or done, it was because Nim was fighting for it. Not a yes man by any means. So, anyway, you can check that out. That was at Track Ghost Sim Racing if you want to hear from Nim Cross and everything, what it's been like being chief steward of iRacing for so long. All right, Spa.
Yeah.
All right, Amir, I'm gonna hand it over to you. I'm been talking too much.
Man, you've got me like all riled up, and now you got me talking about our race. I mean, dude, we start. I mean, it's give you guys a replay. I'm sorry I don't have a graphics or anything ready. I thought someone else was gonna have it ready, and I'm pretty sure he thought maybe I was gonna have something ready. And unfortunately, I don't have anything to show for it because I couldn't dedicate a lot of time to the endurance race. I couldn't really stream it. I didn't feel right streaming only my stints. So I didn't really stream it at all. But
no one streamed. I was very disappointed.
I know.
I'm not gonna lie. I was like, wait. I was working. I was planning on putting someone's stream on here. I'm gonna at least bring up. Were you in the BMW?
Right. We were. Yes, I give you. You should have the graphics for delivery for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Bring
I just had other things I had to take care of, which I wasn't close at some points and stuff like that. So I was like. Like I don't want to just leave like an empty stream running with just a car driving around. So, but I'll do better. We'll do better next time. Like I just make sure I plan the next endurance race a lot better to make sure we can provide a quality stream for it. Yeah, look at that beauty. I wonder who painted that. That's a glorious paint job.
Did it look like that at the end of the race?
It did. It did.
Wow.
For the most part, we actually had a very good clean race. For the most part. I think we qualified. I think we're in split 15, I believe, and we qualified in 22nd, and unfortunately Ola had a spin, because there was too much of a gaggle of cars going around, and ended up spinning off track, dropping us all the way back down to last place. Did a nice recovery to get us back into into the 20s again, and then we had Noah Hinton. He was just the dude was on fire, man. He was going faster than anybody else on the track. All the way from like 26th place back up into 8th, 7th place by the time he finished his double stint.
Nice.
And yeah, and we were up there. We were up there for a long time, and unfortunately, we just started having. I had an incident like we're talking about with that one team I was talking about earlier that caused us some issues. Making I ended up spinning out because of them hitting the wall. So I had to come in for repairs that dropped us a lap or two, and then unfortunately, like when it rains, it pours, and for the most part, we had a clean races after that, the clean driving after that, but everybody ended up having technical issues, like whether hardware started failing, internet connect issues, and unfortunately it dropped us so far back that we ended up finishing in 32nd place out of everybody. So
Oh my.
not the best of races for us, and it was just a bunch of bad luck. I mean, like I said, at some points we were faster than the leaders and we were catching. I mean, at points we were passing the top 10 between all of us. We had the pace. It's just unfortunately luck was not on our side. So,
Right.
We just gotta go back to the drawing board and get ready for the next endurance race. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's the way it works out sometimes.
Yeah.
Tim says proof that I was working. I have proof.
You can't show us the proof yet. That's unfortunate.
Well, hold on. I kind of can. I can tease the proof.
Oh.
Bear with me. I'm working on it.
Okay. I'm curious.
See, there's this unlisted video.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. While I bring that up, I'll just talk about some quotes some people brought up. Caractus, I agree. If iRacing does nothing, yeah, it sends the message that iRacing just doesn't care. We just want your money, and we don't care about anything else. I agree. And RC, yeah, if we're still around, he's saying iRacing has almost a monopolistic position. They can afford to be slow at everything. Yes, that's true. But I would argue nowadays, like, unfortunately, the other sims haven't been able to catch up just yet. But if they're keeping on doing what they're doing now, I mean, the other sims are going to start surpassing them. Like, yeah, they're not as big as iRacing, but let's say LMU has an average of 6,000 drivers, and they keep on improving the sim. They keep on making it better. They hit a couple roadblocks, couple stumbling blocks along the way. But what's to say, next year they're at 20,000, drivers, and they keep on getting better and better and better, having more options for people to race. That if iRacing doesn't get their head in check and and start working on improving the quality of the sim, they're gonna fall behind. We don't know what's gonna happen with AC Evo. It's still really early to say anything about them, so we could find ourselves within a couple of years if iRacing doesn't get their head in the game, that they could end up getting surpassed.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to you, Sean.
So here's my proof of work. I was actually streaming this. This is
okay.
I don't think you can see the name. Perfect. I love it. This worked out great.
Yeah.
An unknown rig. And so there is a little funny. I'm going to get off. I'm going to go back to here, the spa. I am not in a rig right now. I am in a very pathetic situation here. So that rig that you guys...
in a very awkward sitting position.
Yeah, I am. So this rig that you saw was going to be my mule rig, right? So I can only fit so many rigs in this room, right? So the mule rig was going to be here. So I got rid of the previous rig and made space for it and brought it in and was doing a live unboxing, at which point I realized that they made a mistake and they sent me a rig and no seat.
Oh, man.
And then they sent me half of another rig. So I have a rig and a half, but no rig. So it actually ended up being a little anticlimactic because we didn't finish the rig, and
Right.
but it meant that I had nowhere to sit. I normally do the pit stop from the wheel.
Right.
Now, I don't have a picture of it, but anybody watch the show knows my notorious striped pink and orange
Yeah.
dining room chair.
Yeah. Where is that?
I've had that chair and table set on like OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace for like over a year.
Right.
Never get any action on it. And then a lady,
Even if it was free, you couldn't get rid of it.
yeah, and then a lady called me up or sent me a message and said, "Hey, would you take 80 for just the chairs?"
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Yeah," and I might just throw in the table. Was in my mind, right?
Right.
And I was just thinking about it, and I had to get my brother to agree. So I mentioned to my brother, he didn't reply. So the next morning, I was like, "Hey, we got an offer of 80 for the chairs." He's like, "Yeah, that's fine." And I was like, "Cool."
Mm-hmm.
So I went to go type back to her, "Yeah, we'll take." Well, she had already replied back, "Well, how about 100?"
Oh, okay.
And I sent her a message back, and I was like, "Sure, I'll take 100." So a lady came and picked up the 4 chairs.
Nice. Now you can buy 4 Starbucks coffees.
I don't have a chair. I don't have a normal
what do
chair in this house.
So what are you sitting on now?
All right, you guys get a good laugh out of this. And I'm stuck in this for
Sorry,
a
I
couple
had to
weeks.
call you out.
This is a couple weeks. I'm like editing from this. All right, ready for this?
I'm ready.
I had to pull this out of my motorcycle camping gear. This is the chair that's so small I can take it on my motorcycle to go camping. And this is now my chair. That's kind of why I'm grumpy this week.
There you go. Oh man.
All right. Yeah, we're back. Okay.
I don't know, Joa. If she was willing to buy those chairs and tables, she might be a little too old for Sean.
Those chairs were awesome. You people have no style. All right. Let's see here. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Yeah, it was this or a box, right? So yeah, I went with this. I don't. It's actually more comfortable without this pillow in it. But I needed to not be slumping. I'd be slumping even more for the show. So I was like, well, wait, that's not going to work.
Right.
Use this chair for a DIY rig. It's so rickety it would break. It would not be able to handle a load cell pedal. These back 2 poles are really... in fact, I might be putting too many hours in this chair to even take it on my next trip. Right?
Oh man.
Because you can't have something like this fail during a trip. That would just... Now that I've talked about it.
It's much better than squatting down or sitting on the ground with your legs folded trying to do a shot.
I thought about trying a standing desk for a while.
I've been debating that too, man. I've really been debating that for a while because I spend a lot of time sitting in a chair and not enough standing.
Then I could do the pit stop
on my
like
next desk.
Then I could do the pit stop like the George Michael sports machine back in the day.
Yeah, I do.
Oh shit!
I don't know. Now you got me thinking. I've been really debating that for a while because
I'm too tall. I'm too tall. My standing camera idea failed.
You're too tall?
I'm too tall.
How are you too tall?
I'm too tall.
I'm not even. You know what? I'm not even gonna get. Never mind. That's why you got to get like one of those Elgato extension poles.
I didn't even think about putting my camera on my.
Or I mean, if you have it on a standing desk, the camera's gonna lift with you.
All right, we're gonna try this. We're gonna try this out. All right, so if we haven't heard about enough about iRacing, if we haven't put the question mark on what are they doing when it comes to live stewarding and where are they spending their money, what are they doing? Well, maybe this answers the question. We got this just in. iRacing Studios.
Ooh.
It is now iRacing Studios. Why? Because they have a fleet of games. It's not just iRacing
That's
anymore.
true.
But hey, here's me. I don't play that silly off-road Terra game.
I was about to say, can we call Exocross an actual game, though?
It's a
I
game.
don't know if we can call it a game.
It's a game.
You sure?
Yeah, it's definitely not a sim. It's a game.
It's not a... Okay, it's not a good one. Okay.
I just don't have a right angle. I don't have a right spot to put the camera without it falling or doing something weird. So this is the best I can do for the George Michael edition. I this might work. I might actually be able. I obviously would need to move some other stuff because I have to like look down at my monitors. But
Oh man, does that mean I have to start standing too?
I don't know. It's gonna give me some
Oh,
pace. So here's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't play World of Outlaws. I don't play NASCAR 25. I don't play Exocross. I don't play World of Outlaws 23 or Dirt Racing version Outlaws.
Right.
And I'm like, well, couldn't at least like just one or two dudes from one of all of those other studio efforts like just hang back and like live steward some races? Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying. I
mean, they are at this point the biggest sim racing developer. I mean, they bragged about it. I mean, not too long ago, one of the articles, they have over 200 plus employees. I don't remember the exact number. I mean, yeah, they could have.
That is 1/5 of Massachusetts.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a cool. I mean, it's good. Maybe this is where they're starting to branch out, starting to do other things. But I mean, could they have not come up with just a different name? Like overall, like iRacing Studios just seems kind of bland, or like just
like how long did that take?
Right? Like we already have an iRacing title. Like I don't know. Road Thrashers or Road Thrasher Studio or something like that. Like come up with like a cool concept that encompasses everything they're going to start doing, not just iRacing Studio. But I don't know. Maybe that's what the marketing team's like. Yeah, because iRacing is so, we'll stick with iRacing. We'll slap on studios behind it. I don't know.
Big Ben with the catch of the day. Of course, yeah. No one plays NASCAR 25 yet. All right, moving on. What's next on the sports machine?
What is next?
This is actually kind of cool. I mean, this is a car I actually did quite a bit. Assetto Corsa, the BMW M3 E30. E30 is coming to AC Evo. This motorsport legend joins the roster with the 0.3 update, including multiplayer. Stay tuned.
Yeah, such a beautiful car, man. E30, the E36. Even the E46, it's beautiful BMW cars, man.
This has become this is like a current model Lemons. That's like the era they race.
Well, dude, like if you go on like Auto Trader or eBay or any of these car selling, dude, the price for the E30s M3s or the E36 M3s is insane. Like is crazy how expensive they are. Like these are like classic cars that that are gonna fetch a lot of money down the road.
Standing seems extreme. It's fun. If I had my camera, if I had everything in order, it could be kind of cool actually. Andrus, well, of course Simpit was taken, so they had to make it iRacing Studios.
I love Stan's comment. Acronym is IRS.
There you go.
I love that. That is awesome. Give us your money now. That should be their slogan.
Give it or we'll take it.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting the sports machine set up.
There we go.
All right. So that's it from Assetto Corsa right now. I need a taller table now for sure. All right, Le Mans. Last week they announced. So this is a re-announcement by me. Their August 1st and 2nd driver swap shakedown test. If you want to help that sim get places when it comes to endurance racing. They're doing the 6-hour Qatar team race test, which will be cool. And they're going to do like multiple splits and a real shakedown of the whole changing out driver process.
Yeah.
I can't read the chat from here either. All right, I might have to. But I kind of like.
Don't worry, you don't want to read chat. You don't
right.
want to see what Joe read posted. It's all good.
What did Joa put?
Oh, Sean is standing. I didn't notice.
Oh, you know. Joa,
That's it. Sean's gone.
you should get your ass to Sim Expo. I'm gonna kick your ass. Joe is like this big. You and Joe are, I think, about the same size, aren't you? Have you guys compared?
I don't know. I'm 6'2". I don't know how tall Joe is.
Joe like rigged scaffolding. Like they don't let a dude my size do that. I mean, I I can carry the gear over the base. I'm pretty strong, right? But yeah,
Right.
things that require a wingspan,
Right.
not my world. All right. But you know what?
What's that?
You should see how well I fit in a race car.
I'm sure because there are some race cars I can't fit,
I just like
which makes me angry.
yeah.
I mean, most race car drivers are about your height or maybe a little bit, your height or
They're a little
slightly
taller now.
taller. They're. I mean, I laugh. I remember back in the day, obviously we're talking about back in the day, when F1 had the pit girls, walking around parading, and they look like giants,
Right, because they'd be like some
compared
5'10"
to the drivers, right?
5'5",
I remember like there was one time like, I can't remember which race it was, but like Alonso, when he was walking up to the podium and like you have to walk past the pit girls, he looked so freaking tiny compared to them. I mean, I'm a type of guy, so got to look down to look at some things.
Yeah.
He had to kind of look up a little bit. Like, eyes here, buddy.
Yeah. They have gotten taller, though. I mean, I think they used to all be... Because, they used to... The driver just used to be part of the whole toolkit. And I think now some of the drivers have become so exceptional that it's like, okay, well, he's 5'10". Build a bigger foot box, guys. I mean, I don't know what to tell you because he's a great driver. And he's not ridiculously tall. 5'10" girl in high heels. Yeah, good point, John. Because they got to look the part. All right, so Le Mans Ultimate. And no, who's asking Project Cars? No, Big Ben, we haven't gotten to that yet. It's coming up. Yeah. We're almost there. Anyway, we already talked about the BMW. Oh, no. Switch Sims on me.
Yeah, there was a couple updates.
Yeah,
we're still on LMU. Yeah.
LMU. So the update that's coming is also going to have the BMW M4 LM GT3 Evo.
Right.
And revised UI. So they show a little of their new user interface. This is a free update that's coming, by the way.
Yeah, you're going to have 3 cars. You're going to have the BMW GT4 GT3 Evo. You're going to have the Mercedes Evo GT3, and you also have the Aston Martin Valkyrie. This is coincide with now LMU going full launch, full release, coming out of early access. And now they got no excuses. So any mess ups they do, anything that's, any bugs that still remain in the game, now they've got 0 excuses about why they have it. Now that they're going to, so
now they're on the clock.
Exactly, they're on the clock to get everything fixed. Yep. I'm excited to try it out. I'm excited. I've read the notes.
I'm not
gonna see what they're gonna do.
I'm not gonna argue with garages that have a little more graphical interface and a little more beautiful. Like, oh look, here's your car instead of the spreadsheet looking. Right. Oh, I missed one thing from iRacing. Should I go back?
Let's do it.
It's only gonna get me mad.
Like how Test Drive gets me mad, or
no, iRacing
or Rensport mad.
Starting this Thursday, the Creator Series will start a new series on iRacing. Tune in Thursday. Now they don't consider me a creator, by the way. Us a creator, and this is where I'm going to get in a real semantical argument. But I would argue that if you are a streamer, and I'm not trying to show put any shade on you. It is very tough to be a streamer. If you are a watch me driver, I don't know that that's creating. That's existing. That's being. That's letting people view. That is Truman Show. Creating. You write, you film, you edit. Am I wrong? To me, like, what do you mean creator is a streamer? Creator,
Right.
to me, if you're content creator, to me is much more creating a video. You create it. You don't create a live stream, do you? I guess you do. I don't know. I do
in a
both.
way,
I mean, I'm not, but anyway, that's the defining line on why we don't get the invite, they say, to their creator series.
I mean, I think it's a different kind of creativity, like for people like us. Like I admit, I'm a terrible. When I'm racing, I tend to focus on the racing and not engage with people too much. I mean, you're kind of the same way too. We've got a different kind of creativity when we're trying to make videos, trying to make them, entertaining, engaging, and things like that. Like a streamer, using Matt Malone as an example. How to be entertaining over a long stretch of a stream I'd argue is very, very hard to do. Being able to drive at a high level and while engaging people. I mean, that's like a different kind of skill set you have to have. But I agree, like they should be hitting up everybody, not just the streamers. If you truly want to call it a creator series, like you could call it the streamer series. Okay, cool. No arguments. I got no ill will against these guys or anything like that. Kudos to them for being part of this series. But yeah, I'm kind of with you. Like I take a little bit of exception where I call it creator series, where you're alienating the other half of people that do sim racing content.
Yeah. Yep. Anyway, okay, and that's an old wound, by the way. So it's not like this isn't new news, other than it's getting ready to kick off again. Yeah. All right, back to Le Mans Ultimate Silver Arrows. New to the grid for 2025, the AMG Motorsport LMG T3 never goes unheard with their soundtrack. Should we get a little sound effect sound? Okay, I gotta go and put music. We're gonna get demonetized. I've already sworn and told off the whole world, so I'm not sure it matters. I can get away with 10 seconds, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Another part of the update. Also, the Valkyrie. Valkyrie AMR LMH.
Yeah.
Look at that. V12. Screaming V12.
Watching WEC races and hearing it.
Listen to that bitch scream. Sorry.
Oh, man. Biggest mistake F1 ever did was get rid of the V12 and V10 engine.
Totally
Biggest
agree.
mistake.
Totally agree. You know what I'm against as a concept?
What's that?
Now, efficiency always, in the end, leads to performance boost. So, like, everyone wants to, like, hate on, like, the catalytic converter and the going clean initiative for cars. But it's also what took us from cars that, like, a V8 made, like, 210 horsepower, in, like, the 80s, to now a 4-cylinder can make 600 horsepower.
Nice.
And I think that was the innovation of trying to learn how to run clean. And they're like, oh, well, now that we've learned how to do this stuff really well, look what we can do. I am really kind of against racing trying to act like there's anything clean or efficient. It's like, no, we are actually paying you to be wasteful so that we can all be good Monday through Friday. But I want to smell the petrol. I want it to be a gross use of these resources for the purpose of racing. That's just me.
Yeah. I mean, here's my argument, against, racing needs to be green. Like, in reality, like, I mean, let's just take a look at, like, GT3s are not driving clean. These hypercars are not driving clean. Most racers don't race clean. Look at F1. Oh, we got to race clean. We got to be green. Okay, cool. So you've got, 20 cars on the grid that are green cars, per se. But now we're not, but what about, the trucks that haul everything around? What about all the people that drive around, in their cars trying to make it from race to race? What about all the flights or the freight, everything? Is that green? Like I would say those parts of, of racing pollute way more than the cars on the This is where I like. This is where like I believe like WEC now is like what F1 was in the 80s, where in the 80s you had big V12s, you had V10s, you had turbo 4 cylinders, all racing against each other. And now you're seeing that now in WEC, where all these different hypercars are running different kinds of trains. Aston Martin running a V12. Cars are running BMW's running a V8. I think Ferrari's running a V6, I believe. I can't remember. But like they're running all these different kinds of motors, and and they're like go forth and conquer with what car you have. I don't know. Like, dude, Goodwood. I was watching Goodwood, and I watched like the F1 portion of like them driving all the cars throughout history. They start from the cars from the 50s all the way to currently, and they got to the freaking the 90s and early 2000s eras of F cars, and I'm just like, oh god, that's like music to my ears. And then they get to the modern car F1 cars, and you're like,
yeah.
When a Ford Mustang, the new Ford Mustang GT, not even a GT3, they're just a regular Ford Mustang, is way louder than a Formula One car. To me, there's something wrong.
I think I watch they bring it out every year for Goodyear. It's like the only time they bring it the Mazda 787,
Right.
Group C, and it's like, oh yeah, but that thing's gonna make its run, so everyone can hear
Right.
that thing go, and so I can see 100 clips saying the sweetest thing I've ever heard. I'm in agreement, by the way. All right, so yeah, that's what up with the Le Mans Ultimate. They also did a video, so there was a video released by Le Mans Ultimate that's kind of getting to their Stephen Hood, talking about where they're at, because they're coming up on a big milestone. They are again going from pre-release into what's the proper wording? Full release.
Full release. Yeah.
So they are gonna do full release, everybody. Look at that.
Right.
And anyway, so big thank you to everybody for helping them get to here. Version 1.0. Again, anything before the 1.0 would be pre-release. And then a little bit of what to look forward to. So I'm optimistic for LMU, that's for sure. I know our guys.
Man, I'm loving it.
You guys have been having fun with the fun race series in it.
Oh yeah, it's been a blast, man.
All right, speaking of Goodwood.
My last race.
Speaking of Goodwood, Project Motor Racing, aka Project Cars 3.
Or
4. I don't know. Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. Sometimes
we don't talk about that one.
it's like Rambo movies, you start forgetting.
They went from 2 to 4.
Yeah, exactly. The unlucky number 3. No. Project Motor Racing, they were at Goodwood and showing off a version, and none other than Ben Collins, the Stig, got to drive it. So there he is, doing some lappage. Here we got some shots of him racing. That's the setup you showed up with?
No,
I'm kidding. Looks like a Logitech DD on a Next Level Racing with a curved monitor, which honestly, that's a really good. That is actually a really good setup for a trade show where everyone's coming in and out. It's like, cool. Keep it simple, keep it clean, and Project Cars 4.5.
Yeah, I was talking to David Payne about it because he was at Goodwood. And he was like, I asked him, I was like, hey man, are you gonna go try out Project Motor Racing? He's like, no, dude, I walked by that tent, and the line was so long to get in to try it out. He didn't even bother. So, I heard a couple of good things about it. Didn't really hear anything bad things about it. So I don't know. We'll see. It's gonna be at Gamescom next month. I think Gamescom is next month. So if you're in Europe and you're going to Gamescom, you can also now you got a second chance to try out Project Motor Racing before it comes out.
Now it's the FOV police.
Yeah.
Remember, I used to have my flashing red and blue light anytime I saw a rig that had terrible FO. We'd call the POV police. Sorry, I disappeared. I had to go say hello to the dog. Here, I'm going to go down the stairs.
Right.
All right. Project Mo's, they're also sharing their season pass concept. So this seems to be the new thing in sim racing. This is like, it's not microtransaction, it's more like forced transactions. No.
Right.
Anyway, so season 1, year 1 season pass, 5 Wild Masters of GR Racing, the Group 5 Revival Pack. Is that a Capri? That looks like a Ford Mercury Capri.
That's the Ford, yeah.
And then soon in quarter 1, 2026, you'll see the Japanese GT 500 pack.
Nice.
Quarter 2, the GT Legends pack. Quarter 3, the V8 Power pack. Ooh.
Yeah.
And then quarter 4, isn't quarter 4 technically like 2027? Isn't like
Depends on if
quarters
they're going fiscal, if they're using fiscal year or calendar year. Yeah.
Endurance Racing expansion.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
yeah, that's what's in store for Project Motor Racing.
Yeah.
And they are going to have a newer version of the game that's going to be at the upcoming Expo. Let's see, which one was that?
I think that's going to be Gamescom.
Gamescom. Yeah. So, and this is going to be a newly updated, so even newer than what was at Goodwood.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, lots of stuff. They are definitely making some progress.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely got to keep our eye on Project Motor Racing. Hashtag bring earplugs. I like that.
Yeah.
A semi-slow week at SCS Software, or Euro Truck Simulator, American Truck, Euro Truck. Anyway, one thing that did come out is their new Farm Machinery DLC for Euro Truck Simulator 2.
Oh. Okay.
So now you can haul some farm equipment.
Nice. I'm gonna haul my tractor around. Yeah.
You know, it's like, on one hand, it's like, who cares, right? Big deal, right? But at the other, get in the concept of being the trucker guy, though. It's like what your load is, what your haul is, and what it looks like if you're going to sit there for hours driving down the road. It does make kind of a big deal. I even think of like all the interior doodads and stuff they sell you, you know, in the game or have available. Not all of it's for sale. You know, yeah, it definitely is kind of cool. It's part of being a trucker.
I mean, it just brings that much more closer to reality. I mean, I know there's a lot of people in sim racing that take, their stuff very serious, but I mean, I think I would argue like truck sim people take it way further. I've seen some rigs where I'm like, you look like you're stepping into the cabin of a truck, with how much they've done to it. Like even, how we our monitors, horizontal. Like I've seen people where they mount them vertical to get that big FOV like you would see in a truck. Yeah, to those levels, like having more than just 3 monitors, maybe having 5 monitors, so they could see everything around.
I know most of you have been to a Cars and Coffee. We know how enthusiastic the car community can be about things. Have you ever seen videos? I've never been to one, but have you ever seen the videos of the guys who like mod out and trick out trucks? And it happens in every country, but like I've seen ones. I mean, like America, like sure, Peterbilt. We have some badass looking trucks, but it's like seems very personal. But like in other countries, I've seen it in in South America, and I've seen it in some Asian countries, and it is like we're talking like underlighting, body transformations, graphics, stereos, like just pimp your truck. So, will this be our future, staying home and driving trucks online? You won't drive. You will monitor the trucks. The AI will do the driving, but they're just going to start assigning humans to watch over, because what they're going to find is that AI is horribly flawed and probably will forever be for some reason. Like there will be some weirdness, a girl running on the road, a dog, a snowstorm, So I think in the end, they're going to end up having to have human beings monitoring the AI constantly, with the big red button to shut it all down, right? Yeah. But you're not going to drive the truck. Whoa, I'm hearing sounds. What's that from?
Sounds?
Yeah, it was Test Drive. It was Test Drive trying to flex. Test Drive came into the show and was like, hey, hear me. I'm here to roar. All right. Test Drive Solar Crown. Amir, do you need your muffs? Amir muffs?
I'm good now. I have graduated from my Yes, I am at peace and at zen with myself when it comes to test drive.
Christian, it was one of those parties, man. It was one of those parties. That's all I'm saying. He's got some pictures, some video, some audio. Yep. I think you're right. A few too many drinks, a few too many of those umbrella girls and high heels, and the Stig's a lifelong fan. Like he owns shares in it, maybe. They need humans to count how many kids the trucks run over. Oh.
Right.
That's the other button. So there's the red button to shut it all down, and then there's the tally button. Like, ding, ding, ding. Don't worry, it's capitalism. Sorry. Capitalism at work, people. There are going to be some sacrifices. I'm sorry. All right. Test drive. Unlimited Solar Crown. 9 days left until we reveal the Season 4 content and Year 2 roadmap. I think that standing might not be a good idea. I think I might be very prone to losing control. If I standing might remove my filter. It could be dangerous.
A little bit more excitable standing up.
Yeah.
I know.
It's a sports machine. Next. 9 days until we reveal the Season 4 content and Year 2 roadmap. Let's check it out.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, but it's blurry.
Show me something. Oh, we're just supposed to listen.
Right.
Turn up those speakers. Test drive's flexing. Whoa. Oh, listen to that Doppler. Sean, I think that's why we even try to give it credit. I have love for test drive. I do. I really do. And it's just, it's come on. Make something cool before Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out. Please.
Right.
Just like, because as soon as Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out, this game's finished. Anything, because Grand Theft 6 is going to do this better than Test Drive Unlimited. That's my prediction of the fight. All right. I mean, but that's what you get when you put $1 billion into it.
Right.
All right. So they're doing a season pass. Here's their Year 2 roadmap. With a bunch of questions. You got to be kidding me.
Uh-oh.
Look at this picture. Look at what they're telling us.
They're telling us nothing.
Question mark.
So I assume we're left to assume what's going to be happening?
I mean, let's compare here. Here's Project Motor Racing.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's their first, they're doing 4, actually 5, but they got 4 teasers. All right.
Right.
And the first one, we get a cool picture of that Ford Capri or Mercury Capri.
Right.
I think it has a Ford logo, but that's not a Mustang. That is a Capri.
No, that's an old Group 5 racing car. Yeah.
Okay, so.
Yeah.
And then the other 3, they're telling us what type of genre it is, and then they have a light, nicely cloaked car.
Yeah.
So it's secretive, right? It's teaser worthy.
Well, yeah, but you can still say like, oh, Japanese GT 500 car. Okay, it's gonna.
But we don't know what it is.
But if you just know the race series, you can go look at it.
Yeah, but you don't know exactly, right? You're not looking at it.
Yeah, like the person that doesn't know this type of stuff is not gonna know. But somebody that's that watches racing, they're gonna go like, oh, they're gonna have the Nissan, Toyota, all those race cars in there. Like, hell yeah. GT Legends, it's a little iffy about what they're going to consider.
I'm guessing that's not the right car shape for GT Legends.
I don't know. We don't know.
But I like, so anyway, okay, so all I'm saying though, now let's go to test drive again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, take my money. Yeah, like Joe said. You're gonna pay for. Man, I can't wait till season 6. No. It's season 7. That's the one.
Right.
That's the one that is gonna get me all in on this game.
I know.
All right.
Man, that question mark. Ooh, that's a really good looking question mark.
Wait,
Hell yeah, I'm gonna throw my money at it.
is that one a different font? I think that one's a slightly different font.
I think it's just the colors playing tricks with you.
Oh, it's the stand-up
I think it's just
seating
the
angle.
colors.
It's
Yeah.
the seating angle. Viewing angle from above is a little weird. Max, we're almost done, buddy.
Yeah.
We're almost done. He's like, okay, it's time. It's time, Dad. Oh, this is some sad news.
Right.
Should we play some taps?
Oh, I don't know. I was responding back to some comments, but yeah. Go ahead. Oh yeah.
Alright, I'm not going to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Engadget reporting this. EA is reportedly hitting the brakes on the Need for Speed franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Why couldn't this be like... Why couldn't this be putting the brakes on Test Drive and bringing back to life Need for Speed? Maybe the whole, like,
Right.
gambling, lifestyle, Grand Theft Auto thing didn't work. But maybe they just needed a fun game. Maybe they just needed fun game. They just needed another mushroom game. No. Fungi. So yeah. Anyway, we just the other day talk about great cars. Was it Andrus?
Yeah.
Someone brought up, and it was like Need for Speed. You know, like wow. Hi, buddy. What's up, buddy? You
Yeah.
here for their sim racing machine?
Yeah.
All right, we're changing the name. It's
Yeah,
no longer the
it's-
pit stop. It's the sim race machine.
Race machine.
I'm gonna get a
No,
button board.
it's kind of sad, man. Like, yes, I mean, Need for Speed has kind of not been in its brightest spot for the last, for a while, but I mean, Need for Speed has been such a huge icon when it comes to racing games. Like, to finally see like, we're shelving it. Hopefully, like maybe they're just shelving it so they can use it as a tool to reinvigorate the series, maybe kind of put it on the shelf a little bit. Let's, rethink Need for Speed, try to see how we can make it fresh and, enjoyable again. I hope that's
Right.
what the case is, and they're not just putting on the shelf and never thinking about it again. Who knows? But still, it's an end of an era. Like, I still have so many great memories in Need for Speed Underground too. Going out, buying a car, modifying it, doing all those things and going out and racing with it. Like, it was so much fun, like as a getaway game from sim racing. Now we're just have to find something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was Most Wanted the one that had the model? What's her name in it?
I know you're talking about. Well, some of them
Or
did
the storyline?
Ever since Underground, they started doing it. Yeah.
I know they had affiliations, but honestly, they could have like really easily like
Yeah.
they could have gone like Fast and the Furious with it too, and like really parallel it to the movie and like release it with
Yeah.
the movie and have like sequences from the movie as part of the storyline in the game. They could have gone the Hot Wheels route, right? I mean, I think
Right.
there are a lot of things they could, and they tried like they kept trying these like silly parallels to those concepts, but never just went right at it. And it was like, but then you guys didn't do it very well. You would have been better off just copying something,
Yeah, like they tried to make Most Wanted and Carbon somewhat similar to like the Fast and Furious franchise, but I don't think the stories really hit that good compared to them. I mean, they tried.
They tried, but it was just weakly done.
It was weakly done, yeah. Like maybe back then, if you had something like Flashpoint, kind of like with what happened with Grid and Formula One, where they had like cutscenes and actors and everything acting out, kind of like that. It could have, with a really good storyline, could have kept it going even further. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're going to do a storyline game, again, I'm going to keep bringing up Grand Theft Auto. If you're going to have a storyline built into a game, you have to have enough depth to it to, like, really, like, go beyond the expectations of the player. And if it's just there for, like, a handful of cutscenes, you would have been better off just throwing in a handful of cutscenes and not trying to include me in it, because now I'm going to feel let down by your horrible storyline. So, anyway, okay, moving on. See, the standing, I get it. Maybe it's a bitter tongue. The standing bitter tongue of Sean. It's like a perma rant cam.
You said you've been grumpy all week, so maybe it's the grumpiness, and now it's being exasperated.
All right, well, this makes me happy.
What makes you happy?
Sim Magic, they're kicking their warranty up to 2 years. Gotta love that. Yeah, gotta love that. And I like this, too. I stopped doing the Barry Rollins. When I first started doing the Simpit, I was opening things up, and I think I've told the story, but I killed a T500 because I decided to open it up, and I did it all wrong and couldn't put it back together again and had to throw away a literally brand new T500. And this is when the T500 was a very, very brand new wheel, so it was like, that's a big deal. It's expensive. It's one of the best wheels you can get, and wow, you really blew that up. So, anyway, here is Sim Magic taking the cover off for us so we can check out the Evo brain.
Nice.
Evo. Buddy, I'm almost done. I have to literally go. I have to finish this show. We're to the end. Alright, so you can go check it out. It's at the Sim Magic Twitter page, and you can also read up on their 2-year warranty. And I'm not sure if that, I'm assuming that affects new purchases. It probably doesn't go back, but you might want to read the details of the fine print. It might have it. Overtake. I actually going to pull this up, but like on this browser, I'm not logged in. This is the browser I'm not logged in because I don't want them doing anything with me. So when I went to the Facebook, I couldn't view it. When I went to the Instagram, I couldn't view it. So anyway, here's the Overtake story on the SimLab Mercedes.
I got to try it out.
You did.
I did.
Look at that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, when I was there, I couldn't do anything with it because it was top secret and I was visiting SimLab.
Look at those. Okay. At first, I was like, it's just branding on a profile. No, it's not just branding on a profile chassis. It's like very massaged units to complete the profile chassis. So very clean.
Yeah. It's a very clean chassis. It's nice. The seat was super comfortable. I mean, if I wasn't like if I was into open wheel racing, only open wheel racing, like I'd say that'd probably be my next rig. Because again, everything felt so nice, so comfortable. But unfortunately, I don't really do a lot of open wheel racing, so to me, it just didn't make sense. But if you're into that, dude, it's a gorgeous rig, and you're gonna be super happy with it for something that's like F1 style. Yeah,
that's nice. All right, Simpit Rally League. I don't know where I finished. I'm hoping
it's all metal X Driver 69. I'm sorry to cut you off, Sean.
No. We're completing the story.
Yeah, that's part of the bracket. So that's part of the brackets that hold the profile in place. Like everything on that rig, there is nothing plastic on that rig, except maybe for the end caps on the top of the profile, where the uprights. But everything on that rig is complete CNC and profile.
That's beautiful. All right, Rally Oceania, the final rally.
What'd you do?
Overall results. I don't know. We're going to look at the overall results. Here we go. Jeff SMKU. We knew he was going to win. 36:05 total time. Joa in second place. Bloody McGee in second place. PC Deadman in third. Caractacus and David S. round out our top 5. And 6 through 10 are Max Power, Dirge, Sporkomic, Simpit Sean in ninth. Chillin.
There we go. You got points.
Ladder Van Morick, Sean Cobb, F4H Red Pod, that's John, Yan 1779, and Spatial Dragon. So I scored points, but I don't think I scored enough points. I'm going to be very upset in a minute here.
Well, you got points.
I got points. I
mean, it's little progresses like this, man. You gotta revel in the little victories.
But here's the problem.
What's that?
Here's the problem. I scored 4 points. Tim Buddy, you're here. My buddy Tim Chitwood is here. Spatial Dragon scored 4 points. Tim virtually tied me overall in the championship standings, and that is hard to swallow. Sorry. And John Hill, are you still here? This is even harder to swallow. John Hill beat me in the points in rally, which no. What's wrong with this world? Anyway.
Hey, if it makes you feel better, this is the first time in a long time you scored more points than me.
Hey, okay, I'll take that. All right,
There you go.
our championship standings are as follow. Jeff SMKU winning overall championship. Caractacus in second. Great job, Caractacus. PC Deadman in third. Joa in fourth. Alesh Mom in fifth. Heiko in sixth. David S. seventh. Dirge in eighth. Max Power ninth. And Frank Patcham in 10th. And rounding out our points through 11 through 20. Sporkomic, Turlon, May Racer, Marius, The Dark Horse, F4H Red Pod, Yan 1779, Spatial Dragon, Aikumina, and Simpit Sean in 20th. All right, with that, since we're on our individual points, I want to give a big shout out to D-Nut Stuff. We're looking at their website right here. And right now they're sorting out the prizes that are going to be going over to our winners in our rally season. So I just want to thank D-Nut Stuff. Everyone, big high five, big thank you to D-Nut Stuff for sponsoring the series. And Callum's taking care of getting everybody squared away on that. In the team championship, we tried, but I failed. No. NFG Rally Team is our top team, that being the team of Sean Cobb and Joe Antonio. Joe Antonio, a.k.a. I've Been Cruising, and Scooby, they had a total of 423 points, and they maintained that 19-point margin over me and Alesh Mom, who finished in second. Caractacus and Wouter Van Morik finishing in third with WDDF Rally Team. And David S. and Tom Jones finishing in fourth after the end of the season. So, real quick, I want to bring this show to an end because my dog's very upset with me. Yeah, go ahead.
We got a couple things. One, we got a question in the chat.
Yeah.
So Eric is asking, in your experience, what's your sweet spot FFB, and does a more powerful wheel equal to more precise while cornering?
Okay. I'm going to go backwards on this answer. Let me answer the second part of your question first. More force feedback can actually slow you down. It has you fighting the wheel. So if you have a ridiculous amount of force feedback and every time you go to turn in, you have to fight it really hard, it's actually probably preventing you from obtaining the precision you need because of how much force you're having to generate. So you might be overcompensating at times and hitting it too hard. So no, I mean, and going back in time, a lot of oval guys like literally turn off their force feedback or turn it very, very low. And I think a lot of them to this day might do that because you actually don't want to overcompensate for the forces. Now, with that said, I love force feedback because it's part of the immersion. It's part of what makes sim racing so much fun and awesome. And some of the delivery of force feedback can be very useful in terms of like oversteer and understeer. So you do need to get those messages, especially in road racing. The sweet spot for me right now, it seems to be changing, but I would say if I had to give you a single number, the sweet spot is probably like 10. Now, I don't think anyone actually makes a 10. So it's like either 9 or 12, or I think 10 is about the right amount because when I run like a 12 or 16, I usually reduce them about 75-ish% or 25% down to 75, puts us in that 9-10 range. 9-10 seems to be where I can get the most out of the wheel and at the same time be very precise. So I'm getting all the signals I need. Now, with that said, I feel that is lighter force feedback than most real cars that I've driven actually generate. So that is lighter force feedback than you'd experience in real life. I think real life, depending on the car, you're probably more like 15 to 20 Newton meters, depending on the car. I've never driven anything super high downforce, so I don't know. And I've never driven anything with super strong force power steering on a racetrack. So I'm just going by like power assist at the most. Anyway, your thought there?
No, I completely agree with you. I think when it comes to sim, it's two minds. Is what do you want out of your wheel? Do you want complete immersion? So yes, you could probably go for a more powerful wheel. That way you can whatever force feedback, like what type of strength comes out of a wheel out of a race car, you can translate it to a wheelbase. On the other hand, if you're more chasing how to be a faster driver or a more consistent driver, you want to use lesser FFV because you're not fighting the wheel. You want a wheel where you can feel what is going on the road and the track to help you translate better what's going on and for you to be able to react better to what's going on. Because if you're fighting the wheel with a lot of strength, you're going to end up causing, you're getting into a lot more crashes that way because now you're trying to overcorrect. Where you want something where you can like, okay, I'm starting to spin out a little bit. Okay, I just turn the wheel a little bit and I can. So it really depends. I mean, most DD wheels right now are actually all really good. I mean, they give you a really good sense of what's going on. It's just really a matter of what do you want to go with. You want to go more towards immersion, or you want to go more being a faster, more consistent driver. Yeah.
Hey, Paz, I'm not sure what you mean about that. If you mean civilian car, I'm talking about race cars. I've driven probably somewhere between 10 and 12. I haven't counted race cars on a track.
Yeah.
A lot of them were Lemons cars. So, I don't know what you're saying, but in inexpensive downforce cars like a Mazda or anything 4-cylinder, generally speaking, they don't have power steering on those cars. And on our civilian cars that we turned into race cars, we actually either disabled or changed the steering assembly.
I mean, IndyCar doesn't run any power steering.
Oh yeah, okay.
Right.
Civil, I have a Mazda 3. I have power steering in it. I love power steering. I'm purely talking race cars. So when we're talking about Newton meters, and I guess I could have qualified the question, like what type of racing are you doing? So if you ask me my sweet spot, to be fair, and thank you actually for bringing this, Paz. What are you talking about? If we were talking about like driving civilian cars on city courses, my answer would be like maybe like 2 to 3. Like Tim mentioned for like truck driving, maybe 2 to 3. For oval racing, maybe I'm at like 3 or 4. Rally racing, maybe I'm kicking it up to like 6 or 7. But honestly, I don't want to fight the wheel very much because I need to be quick on the wheel. By the time we get to like precision open wheel racing in a Formula 1 type car, I might actually be asking for 16 Newton meters. So my number does change depending on the discipline. But for me on a Formula 1 car, since I drive a lot of slow cars and overdrive them, I tend to be a little over twitchy on the wheel. So if you put me in some high downforce precision machine like a Formula 1 car, I'm way too erratic on the wheel. I need to smooth out. So having a little Newton meter resistance might actually help me drive the car more properly, if that makes sense. Yeah. Great question, by the way.
Yeah.
It was Paz who made the comment. I can't remember who asked the question.
It was Eric. I believe it was Eric, his name.
Eric, great question.
Yeah, Eric. Yeah.
My blonde hair's right there, ready to go for the next rally event. Except, in the last rally, we decided I might have to retire the, I call that my vanilla ice, or my sugar ray. It's like frosted tips.
I got to get you the Sunny Haze wig now.
I'm liking the mohawk. I like the idea of a faux hawk. Yeah. All right, so all I have left is my plea to you all. Sim Gaming Expo is coming up in 2 months. We do not have enough Simpit community members going to the event to justify taking the stage for our own private race. That's okay. I mean, I have a lot to do work-wise there, so it's no sweat off my back. but it would be a lot of fun to race with you all in person and yell and scream at each other while doing so. So if you have, excuse me, any intentions of going Sim Expo, even if you're still iffy on it, I would still suggest you let us know in our thread for Sim Gaming Expo that you're looking to be there and you want to take part in the Simpit race. If we get enough people, we're going to take the stage. We're going to take a slot. But they are filling up by leagues that are showing up with like 10, 15 people who want to race. So we do need a few more. We're probably about halfway there. And we do need to kind of get that wrapped up in the next couple weeks or we'll be out of slots. That's the problem. It'll just fill up and there just won't be any time slots available. So if you guys want to race, show up to Sim Gaming. Well, let us know. I hope you show up at Sim Gaming Expo because I'm hoping to meet as many of you as possible. I mean, the main point of going there is obviously there's going to be a lot of vendors there and people that we need to meet to make relationships for the show and see new products. But for me, it's really about the community and meeting everybody from the sim racing community. And that list starts with you. It starts with you all watching this show and part of the Simpit community in particular. So,
yeah, I mean, X-Driver 69. I mean, I didn't realize WC overlaps with the Sim Expo. Maybe, I mean, I could probably talk to George and maybe they can show it on their big screens when nothing is going on. I mean, that might be an option. I don't see why it couldn't happen. Maybe licensing issues, but it's something I can bring up to him. It's like, hey, George, can you guys show the Coda race while we're at the Sim Gaming Expo and see if they can pull it off?
That would be cool. It might be against the rule.
Yeah, and this is the big thing. Like like Sean was kind of echoing Sean. This is the very first ever Sim Expo. Sim Gaming Expo is going to be sim racing, flight, any sim you could think of is going to be there. And this is the very first one, so we need people to show up. Like I've heard for years from so many people. I hate that Europe gets their own sim racing expo. We don't have anything. Well, here's your chance. Like, if you want to see something like this, you have to show up. Like you can't just sit there and expect a sim expo to happen, constantly, every single year if nobody shows. So if you have the time, if you're able to come out. You get to meet a lot of great people. People are a lot. Meeting people in real life is so much cooler than online. That's me personally. And you get to meet so many. We get to share a hobby, share talk, share stories. Meet people you've raced with that you've probably never met in real life. Like I've never met Sean. I actually get to meet him in person, in real life. I think it's gonna
real
be
high fives.
Great event. Yeah, we'll high five. We'll hug it out. We'll grab some beers. Maybe watch the baseball game together. Grab some Chicago pizza. But yeah, it'll be a great time just for us to chill and hang out as as a community and share our passion and love for the hobby. And all you got to do is just sign up and register. If you go to our Discord, we have a channel for it. I've also codes how to get 10% off. So you can get the tickets for a little bit cheaper. It's super exciting. Really excited for this event to start happening in North America.
Yeah. Well, but we need to, like you said, it requires success to build upon. And North America, I'm just going to say it. We're lazy. Yeah. Americans are lazy. Lazy, capital L, little A-Z-Y. Americans are lazy. I'm sorry, they are. So we'll see. We'll see how many can make the trek. But yeah, Simpit guys, I'd love to meet y'all. Chicago, it can't be that far from anywhere because it's kind of in the middle. So whether it's a 2-3 hour drive or a 2-3 hour flight, it shouldn't be too ridiculous. And I can't wait. I can't wait. So many cool companies have signed on at this point. At first it was really light and I was like, okay, we'll see. But then it just kept growing and growing, and it's like, okay, basically everybody I want to see is going to be there. Should be really cool. So Love to do a race in person. Otherwise, I'm just going to be a guest speaker and a cameraman. So.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing. You and me are gonna be doing 3 different speaking roles, and we're talking about the history of sim racing, and then we're also gonna try to do the pit stop from there.
It's terrible because I don't do much
Yeah.
public speaking, so I don't know how to talk, and
You're doing it right now.
what? And I'm terrible.
You got me, buddy. You got me to rely on.
I got
we could feed off of each other's energy.
massive stage fright.
Just imagine everybody is a hot model. There you go. Or well, no, you don't want to do that. Never.
Yeah, I'll picture everyone in the audience naked. How come I've never noticed that our watermark on YouTube like literally covers your face?
It doesn't.
It does.
I don't
Oh,
see
it's
it covering
jumping
my face.
around on YouTube.
Yeah, I don't see it moving around. I'm on it. I don't see
Hey,
it moving
everyone
around.
watching, is Amir's face covered by a watermark on YouTube? Just yell from the wings. I'm gonna be like, can you guys just give me a standing desk off to the side and I'll do the
Oh my
presentation? It's kind of my new thing. It's kind of my new thing. I mean, I just need a monitor at the proper height so I can
Right.
It's fine. Okay, thank you, Tim.
And the other thing is, other thing I want to bring up too is if you're a sim racer and you want to be part of a competition or event, right now Sim Gaming Expo is running a time attack qualifying for their esport competition that's going to happen at the Sim Gaming Expo. Right now they're running the qualifying, so run the top 75 get to go to the next round. Last time I checked, I've been running it. I was in 75th place. My lap time was a 143.7. The fastest lap time is a 142.6. I know I got more lap times in me, but yeah, you can go in there. It's in the Porsche 911 GT3 at Daytona. It's at the time. If you go into iRacing to Time Attack, it's right there. You can go in there and race. So if you know you're gonna go in there and put some lap times. You never know. You might be fast enough to qualify
Do you have a
on the
setup?
stage. It's all no the setup. It's a fixed setup.
No
You
way.
just got to go in there and race. It's a pretty nice setup too.
Oh, is that what I'm going
I
to do
know-
for fun today? I might have to do that for fun today.
Maybe you can beat my time.
And there's a
You try to beat my
leaderboard?
time. There is. Yeah, the top 75 get to go on to the event.
And where are you?
Last time I checked, this is yesterday, I was in 75th place.
You're on the bubble?
I was on the bubble, but again, like it's open to everybody. But so if the people that don't go, their lap times, are not going to be able to attend. Their lap times will get. So I might.
Oh, so they'll
end
go
up
down the
making
list.
it.
So when they're there on race
Yeah.
day, it might get down to 100 because 25
Well,
didn't show.
So what they'll do, he's doing to make sure people, make sure they get all the people in that are gonna be at the Sim Expo is, at the end of this event, they're gonna go through every top 75. They have to register their intent, they have to show their tickets. They have to show, I think, their flights if they're gonna be flying. And then if 15 people drop out because they're not gonna go, well, they're gonna grab the next 15 people that were on the list to be part of it. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go post a
So
time.
yeah, you got to beat my time, Sean. A 143.703. That's
All
my
right.
lap time so far right now.
Daytona and the Porsche.
Daytona Porsche. The setup is really nice. I know I've got lap time in me. I can't get the bus stop just right yet, but I'm sure I can get into maybe the low 140. I know I can do it. I just need to learn not how to over brake in the Porsche, because that's the hard part with the Porsche GT3 is it's very easy to over brake and scrub speed on that.
Okay.
So yeah,
All right, I'm going to give it a go. I'll let you know.
yeah, man. Let me know.
I'll
Let's
show
do a
you.
battle.
I'm going to send you a screenshot of the leaderboard. All right, everybody, post your shots. Go qualify and post a picture of your qualifying time in our Sim Gaming Expo thread, and make it even cooler with your screenshot. Put a little message saying "Can't wait to race against you" there, so we know you're signing up for it. Anyway, all right, I got to go to the bathroom. The dog really needs to go to the bathroom, so I think it's time for us to bring this to a close. Any final thoughts from you, Amir?
No, dude, I love hanging out with you. I love hanging out with everybody here. Have a great weekend and enjoy racing.
Yeah, get out there, do some sim racing, check up on your loved ones, and ask for some help. If you need some help, join us in the Simpit community. You can ask me, hit me up anytime. Just make sure we're all taking care of each other. Have a great weekend, everybody. Get out there, do some sim racing. This is the Simpit. I'm Sean Cole, and that's Amir Assad, and we will see you on the track. Bye-bye.
Later.